gunning for success and excellence. You put on some fat, you lose your physical flexibility. This message is not for everyone to digest. Money is what keeps the world spinning around, and as the population of the world increases, there's no other way than for us, Homo sapiens, to become homogeneous family. Globalization is inevitable, and it seems to be the only way for us to have any chance at a secure future. Notice that I didn't say better nor worse, secure, and that's all. Money is the most effective way for us to trade services and products, the equivalency of which is already established and is a common ground for us, deciding the worth of what we buy and sell. Now, before going any further, let me elaborate on the title of this video. I'm well aware that the majority has to sell time. The social hierarchy is the hierarchy for one reason. It represents a kind of a pyramid, and very wealthy, powerful people are very few on the top of the pyramid. And the majority, the bottom of the pyramid, has to drag the weight on their shoulders. Also, the path of least resistance is a human nature, and very few will take the opportunity, take the chance to make the most out of life, meaning gunning for success and excellence in whichever shape or form. Leadership demands a lot of dedication and sacrifice. And leadership starts with your own self. To master yourself, you have to put a lot of work, gather knowledge. Nobody got time with that. We have to make money, put food on the table, pay for the roof over the head. Very few have the twinkle in the eye, burning desire, and knack for knowledge, wanting to find solutions and improve himself. Also, without the majority, there's no way to climb up to any pyramid, because without majority, there wouldn't be anything underneath, making the concept of pyramid totally impossible. With all that being said, the majority doesn't watch these kind of videos. Self-improvement, personal development doesn't concern them. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy. You need brain processing to fathom what you have before you. It's easier to consume entertainment and do things that don't demand so much effort. And after all, you watching this video understand that YouTube is for niching down. And this message is not for everyone to be able to digest. If you are already interested in self-improvement, you have surely gone in these kind of thoughts. And my mission here is to merely encourage you to take things few steps further. Anyhow, when you buy someone's time, they merely manage your capital, which comprise intellectual property, capital, knowledge, anything else that hasn't been created by them and belongs to you. That's why you get the biggest part of the cake and leave the crumbs to those you pay for. This becomes a totally dependent situation and your rules apply. You own more than a third of the person's time during the weekdays, and the person has to schedule his life around the event of going to work, which removes flexibility out of that person's life. And we know how dull a life can be when we submerge into routine, a kind of routine that doesn't lead to something that we wish for. Same thing applies to the inverted situation. Salary is an imaginary representation of shackles disguised under a false pretense of security. At that point, you have to ask yourself, what is security? What does it really mean for me? Basically, giving up your freedom for a lot of duties before somebody else. A straight line where things go smoothly. There's no bumpy roads. There are no highs and lows. Life becomes very predictable. That's why you have the opportunity to plan several months ahead and even years. What is the drawback? We all know. Security being the antithesis of freedom. You become an animal in captivity. Sure, you will live longer and be more satiated during the day. But what is the quality of your life? You put on some fat. You lose your physical flexibility. There are very few challenges in life. Submitting yourself into safe living conditions robs yourself the opportunity to fully experience life. You stop pushing yourself. The life becomes steady pace, and without any adversities, challenges, pain and suffering, you regress, and the hollow feeling in your chest grows larger and larger for every day. And what awaits you at the end? Emptiness and frustration of not feeling at home. As you grow older and bitter, you lose the contact with your deeper self to even have a chance to dig deeper and really understand what that feeling depends on. Why is it that you are confused? Aren't you supposed to be wise and knowledgeable at this time? As the saying goes, it's very hard to teach an old dog new tricks. What you do is that you build somebody else's dreams, posing your own wishes and wants. You act as a servant to the power, to the structure that wants to keep you ignorant. By all means, and the biggest tool is consumerism. And yet again, I don't mean to sound undermining nor condescending. This is an objective truth. My mission is to give you perspective, not to tell you how to live your life. Money makes people addictive. And the funny thing is that the abundance of money comes to you when you detach yourself from its enticing claws. Salary represents owning somebody else's time, legally and socially acceptable. If before, the slavery was very blatant and you knew your place, today, we put a costume on ourselves and pretend to be sophisticated under very similar circumstances. Ain't that sad? I had a debate with a girl who had an open question. She was asking us whether it's impossible for somebody to have a 9-to-5 job and be very satisfied with where they're at. Why is that there cannot be a person who consciously accepts the wage slavery, being totally happy and joyful? Well, the reason is that not having a higher purpose leads to darkness. The lack of virtue leads to vice. When you're not motivated by light, you will be drawn to devilry. Not in a religious way, of course. The truth is that you cannot buy happiness with money. Or can you? To know the answer to that question, watch this video. Tell me about your plan for the future. What's your ultimate goal and how you would like to make your dreams come true. We only have one shot. Make it count. Hossein, out!